Hello everybody and welcome back to W12 Universe. My name's Jitch, this is Raw. Don't know why I'm talking like this. Kicking things off with a very strange way to start a show, I'm not gonna lie.
The following handicap match is scheduled for one fall. Approaching the ring from Detroit, Michigan, weighing 308 pounds, Kevin Nash.
Normally there's some kind of a swerve, a twist or something that you wouldn't expect that leads into a handicap match taking place. That is not the case this time. Kevin Nash has signed up for this 3-on-1 handicap match after he was stared down by the Legacy last week following his victory over Brock Lesnar. I don't really know why Kevin Nash would want to face all three members of the Legacy 1-on-3. I mean, one of them's holding the US title. Perhaps he wants to get his hands on the US title. But I don't know, man. I don't think I'd want to go through Cody, Ted, and Randy just to get a shot at Cody. I think there's probably better ways out there to get a US title opportunity than to fight all three members of the Legacy in a 3-on-1. Unless he's hoping to maybe do some damage to them internally.
United States Champion, Cody Rhodes, and Ted DiBiase.
Maybe he's looking to do some kind of internal damage, try to play them against each other maybe. You know, Ted is the contender, I don't know why I said it like that. Ted is the contender for the US title held by Cody Rhodes at SummerSlam. It will be those two against each other. So I don't know, maybe he's hoping to like get the pinfall on Ted to show that he's like a weak link, or the pinfall on Cody to show that he's a weak link, or maybe he just wants to be able to say that he can beat the leader of the Legacy, Randy Orton. Maybe he just wants revenge because they stared him down last week and he didn't like it. I don't know. I don't know if this is 1-on trio or 1-on-3. There is a difference. In a 1-on-3 match, you're fighting all three at the same time. In a 1-on trio, tag in, tag... Uh-oh. Well, this is... okay. Cody just told his own leader to step back, and I mean, Randy can't argue. The only member of the Legacy right now that's holding a championship is Cody. This is a 1-on trio where they're going to have to tag in and tag out, so that's an interesting turn of events. That kind of, in a way, makes it a little more favorable. I don't believe this is elimination of any kind. Oh! Wait, what the... Wait a minute!
What are you doing? We got a match going on here.
This match just started!
I can't believe this. Well,
Randy Orton's just walked out on Cody! This match literally only just begun.
Nash looks like one ticked off monster. King, as soon as this match is over, we may need our medical person.
Well, I don't really know what to say about this, but now it's Cody up against Kevin Nash.
We may need him down here before that. Nash is looking to inflict some big-time pain. Backdrop.
Oh my god. This is not a situation that I think Cody wanted to find himself in. I mean, at least he's got Ted, right?
Boy, this has just been
One would imagine. I don't know. I mean, Ted's got a US title shot coming up. He's going to want Cody weakened, whether he'll admit it or not.
Up-and-coming superstars in WWE.
This is just not what I had in mind for the way that Raw was going to kick off. I knew something was up with this handicap situation, but to see Randy walk out on this group was definitely not it. He's been a member of the Legacy. He's been a leader of the Legacy for you know, a good 6 months-ish now.
And his head drops right down into the corner. Crushing damage directly delivered to the back.
Nash is measuring.
A big fist there from Kevin Nash.
And he rolls out, buying himself some breathing room.
Oh my god. Cody is in a rough shape. Kevin Nash seems to be welcoming the idea of a tag out.
He makes the tag. Nash sets him up.
Oh, okay. No time wasted.
Jackknife. Nash practically broke him in half. Nash into the cover.
Is that enough for Nash to win the handicap? Well, Cody didn't even come to help him.
I wouldn't be surprised if
God.
Nash wants to cause some permanent damage here. Monday Night Raw, WWE's flagship show, a program that helped put WWE on the map.
This is a very, very strange way to see the show start off. Don't even know why the Legacy decided to pick this fight with Nash, but
Devastating shot to the
I don't. I guess realistically, right now, when you look at the members of the Legacy that are confirmed for SummerSlam, Randy's not there.
Kevin Nash is never afraid to speak his mind.
Maybe it's just a bit of jealousy.
All the pain that's been dealt appears to have finally taken its toll.
Not a chance. Kevin Nash means business.
Big, sexy, Diesel, the outsider. No matter the persona, Kevin Nash has always been a major
Vinny
threat.
Vegas.
Yeah, well, it doesn't hurt to be nearly 7 feet tall and over 300 pounds either.
Ugh.
Oh, come on, King. There's been plenty of big men. What's given Nash the advantage?
Nash is just beating the hell out of Ted DiBiase.
2 moves ahead. He's got evil intentions.
Cody decided that he wanted to be the man. Randy, I think that's what led Randy to walk out. Was Cody decided he wanted to be the one in charge, and I guess Randy just didn't like that very much.
One near fall after near fall. What a battle!
Is one really a near fall? I don't think that is.
Oh, and momentarily, DiBiase's eyes glass over.
Well, this has just gone from bad to worse for Cody and Ted. Neither of them are really doing anything to Kevin Nash in terms of damage. It's almost like they relied on Randy Orton to be an effective unit. I mean, the Legacy existed before Randy Orton. He was a late joiner in that team. They've been here since since the beginning of the series as a tag team.
Too slow, and he does it one more time. Kevin Nash with a devastating counter.
Wow. Okay. That's an impressive display of strength.
Nash.
Nash.
And if DiBiase was never in a car accident, he was there.
A weird thing to say, Lola. Well, I don't know. Cody seems to just be letting Ted get beaten up.
Spine first.
He's not really trying to tag in.
And Nash lands another big right.
Is that going to be enough?
Shoulders are down. 1, 2, 3.
Cody didn't even try to help Ted break out of that pin. Maybe the Legacy's just coming to an end. I don't think we're going to get a replay of Randy walking out, so there's not really a lot of highlights to show.
Absolutely amazing. We nearly felt we had to win this one tonight. I mean, there's absolutely no way to underscore how big this victory is.
Well,
That's the biggest in his
Nash gets the win, and the Legacy seem to be falling apart now. Ted,
not happy at all with how
like,
this
look at now Cody yelling at Ted.
Michael, I mean, everybody,
What is going on?
especially when it's somebody else's fault.
The Legacy are falling to pieces. It's exactly what's happening. The Legacy are falling apart before our eyes. First Randy walks out on Cody, then Cody walks out on Ted. Wow. You really can't win. Anyway, we've got to move on from all of that development. That was a lot to have happen in one go at the start of Raw. Edge is going to face off against Jack Swagger. This one all came to be after Money in the Bank, where Edge told Jack Swagger that was Kharma getting him back. He deserved to get cashed in on.
scheduled for one fall. Unfortunately ring. From Toronto, Ontario, Canada, weighing 241 pounds, the Rated R Superstar, Edge.
Well, I guess now we will see exactly what can happen between these two. Once again, both former two-time World Heavyweight Champions. No, sorry, Jack Swagger's former two-time champion. Edge is only a one-time champion. Edge's only reign to this day is one that ended in a Money in the Bank briefcase cash-in. I feel really bad now for saying that, but it's true. That's a fact. That's what it is. Jack Swagger had a lot of bad stuff happen to him last week, including his own partner Regal turning on him. What's going on here? Something's not right. Oh, for the love of... Why?
One right after the other.
What has Ezekiel Jackson got against Jack Swagger? We saw Jackson come back at Money in the Bank, and it was Jack Swagger who he targeted.
I think it's safe to say, King, that he's not
right after Swagger defeated Batista to become World Heavyweight Champion.
Yeah, I think that's safe.
Ran down to the ring and beat the hell out of Jack Swagger, which then led to a Money in the Bank briefcase cash-in by Sheamus.
If you're just tuning in, Michael Cole, along with WWE Hall of Famer Jerry the King Lawler, welcoming you to this amazing.
It's just a very odd way to kick off Raw.
Swagger's extremely arrogant.
I don't really know what to even begin to assume is going on for Ezekiel Jackson to want to keep targeting Jack Swagger specifically. At first, I kind of just thought maybe it was just his way of making an impactful return. He wanted to go straight for the World Heavyweight Champion, and he didn't quite realize that the champion was then going to get cashed in on. He wanted to make a statement for what title he was pursuing next, yada yada. That made sense to me. But when Swagger lost the championship, I kind of just assumed Jackson was going to then go for Sheamus or something.
Jack Swagger from Perry, Oklahoma, is a two-time All-American from Oklahoma University.
Jack Swagger loves to brag about that great amateur background, and he uses some of those moves in every match. That's what's made him famous.
His amateur background is what made him famous. That's the first time I've heard anyone say that.
That landed like a ton of bricks.
Nice noises.
The tension, the drama. This is electric. And he does it one more time. Edge's mind so calculating, at times deranged, but always dangerous.
Doesn't seem to be any kind of struggle against Jack Swagger right now, but he got quite a few hits from Ezekiel Jackson.
Edge thinking one or two moves ahead with each hold.
Maybe we'll finally see the end of these two facing off against each other. That'd be good.
He's the best.
Oh man!
They've probably faced each other more times than anyone else has ever faced each other in the wrestling, or the universe series, I should say, not the wrestling world. That's definitely not true. I think John Cena and Randy Orton have like that record.
Look! How the heck do you get up from that?
Well, Edge is already saying that this one's over. Of course. What was I was saying on SmackDown? Always counter the finisher at least once, and then hit me with theirs, which I don't get an opportunity to reverse. And then I'll randomly lose, or
He thinks he has it.
I'll just get to pin on something random like that. Yep. I mean, it still works. Finishing moves don't have to win matches every single time. Just as long as one wasn't a hit. Well, Edge gets the victory over Jack Swagger with a little help from Ezekiel Jackson. I don't think it's something he was after. And Edge wants to shake Swagger's hand. Okay. Looked like Edge finally wanted to make the peace. Maybe even help Swagger with Ezekiel Jackson, but Swagger didn't want any of it. Well, you know, there's not a lot you can do about that, really, is there? If he's not going to take the help, you can't keep forcing it. Anyway, up next we've got Kharma versus Tiny Shiny, who is apparently now Tyson Kidd in a very racially insensitive amount of paint, body paint. That's not okay, kid. You can't go around doing that. It's Kharma versus Tiny Shiny. I'm gonna just drop that joke right there because that wasn't even funny. It's pretty funny according to Kharma, I guess. Oh, she finds it really funny.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Approaching the ring, the WWE Women's Champion, Kharma.
At Money in the Bank, Kharma successfully defended the Women's Championship against Trish Stratus, but here tonight on Raw, she's going to non-title face in a rematch the former champion, the person that Kharma won the championship from in the first place, Tiny Shiny. They've not actually had a one-on-one match to my knowledge. This will be the first. So, I guess we'll see how ready Tiny Shiny is for this challenge. Ugh. I don't really have any much more to say. Kharma's entrance is really long. Let's just go ahead and skip that a bit. Woo! It's funny because not a single person in that intro is on Raw. Oh no, Big Show is. Big Show's on Raw. The rest aren't. Starts with Cena, SmackDown. Goes to Del Rio, SmackDown. Goes to The Miz, SmackDown. Goes to Big Show, Raw. Tiny star. What a star. This is the match that we have been waiting for. Tiny Shiny's opportunity to get some kind of revenge for losing the Women's Championship to Kharma. You never really realize how long an entrance is until it's got no sound. I mean, obviously you guys are hearing the music, but you know the deal. I've edited it into the video and all that. Obviously, I could put the custom song on the game because these games actually did have them. But the reason that I don't is because there's a lot of volume things, there's a lot of loading problems, there's a lot of issues that come with doing that that kind of prevent me from wanting to then do it myself. Well, this is definitely a proportional difference in this match, that's for sure. Kharma's quite the Goliath compared to pretty much everyone she faces, though. And here comes Alicia Fox! What the hell? Raw is just full of things happening every week.
And now with both of these competitors laid out, the match still has to be decided.
What did you do that for? And now they're just going to carry on wrestling. They're going to pretend that that didn't even happen.
Devastating shot to the spine and back.
I think both of them will get their revenge on Alicia Fox later on. At least now whenever one of them loses, they have someone to blame for it. I was starting to think that Alicia Fox was an ally of Tiny Shiny after her run-in last week when Tiny Shiny defeated Nikki Bella. But I guess not. Maybe she was out to help Nikki Bella, and I didn't actually realize. I don't know.
I wouldn't be at all surprised if that nose just shattered. Oh man! Look at this! Oh, right on the spine.
Anyway, we've got SummerSlam coming up in just under just under 2 weeks, and we got to start figuring out who's going to be facing who for what. Obviously, 3 championship matches from Raw, 3 championship matches from SmackDown. Your standard.
She fights her way out. Wow, look at that great flexibility.
I don't really think that we've got anything kind of set in stone too much at the moment. We've got the US title match between Cody Rhodes and Ted DiBiase, which are definitely not aligned with each other anymore, if I had to make a guess. And that's about it. Honestly, that's about as far as it goes right now for SummerSlam, which is weird because it's so close by, but we don't seem to have much going for other than the US title feud.
Kharma. There's the submission.
Nothing to do with the world titles set in stone just yet. We know over on SmackDown that The Miz is currently clashing with Austin a little bit, but The Miz is Mr. Money in the Bank. He can't be given a contendership. He can't go for the title.
Not fast enough.
You seem to be leaving all of the contenders matches for the final week. There's only one more episode of Raw after this. Hopefully Tiny Shiny wins, just because at least then we have a second match confirmed for SummerSlam. It looks to me like Batista will... I have to say, he's facing off against Drew McIntyre in the main event. And in my opinion, if Batista beats Drew McIntyre, that confirms that Batista will face Sheamus for the World Heavyweight title. Because Drew McIntyre is an unstoppable force. If anyone can beat him, they should be given a contendership for the title. And since it's by association with Sheamus, it does make a lot of sense. So that's my personal opinion. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying it's a contenders match. It's an unofficial, official contenders match.
Vicious smack to the torso. Blocked.
After that, you might think differently before swinging again.
I love these sound effects.
The attack on the skull continues.
Well, they're having quite a competitive match despite Alicia Fox's random run-in. It doesn't seem to have really affected either of them very much. And I suppose getting attacked by someone who's practically never won a match wouldn't affect you very much.
Kharma's just too dangerous. Even when you think you have her, she does something like that.
Shoulders down.
Is that enough?
And the princess
No.
gets out.
What comes next? Arm. Ooh. A very awkwardly paced match, but really they're going at it. So I mean, I'll give them credit.
With tremendous aggression.
They seem to be very evenly matched.
She's looking to get out of here.
Whoa, whoa.
Where's she going?
Oh, that, will it be?
Will it be? Here comes Trish.
Trish Stratus is heading this
What the
way.
hell's she doing out here? Referee stopped counting because he somehow managed to spot her.
What a tumble.
What is going on? We've hit a really weird point in like this entire series.
Big move coming. Oh, slam down again.
Something really terrifying when Kharma gets like this. No.
Is Trish helping
Apparently, she
Kharma?
just wanted a closer look.
Well, that should do it. There's no getting up at this point.
I'm so confused.
You're in trouble now.
Oh my god, no way!
What a counter.
Oh, she might have already done one, I'll admit, I keep looking away. I don't know why, I just keep looking away. I can't pay attention when I'm not playing matches as well. No way. Oh my god!
Uh-oh.
The biggest little choke slam you've ever seen.
She's gonna need to dig down deep if she wants to keep going now.
Where is Tiny Shiny going with this? Absolutely nowhere. Okay. What about now? Absolutely nowhere. Okay. Oh, we're gonna need medical personnel, but only to check their brains. They're not. Oh no. Oh, implant buster.
Oh man, if Kharma can do that to you, you might as well give up.
I don't know why she didn't go for the cover there. That was a little strange.
Lifted and now placed upside down, tied up in the turnbuckle there.
They're not really making any sense, neither of these two. They just heard a one too many fight forever chants.
Got the arm up.
He didn't say
And
wow.
she slaps on the and there are the ropes.
Oh. No way.
What a matchup. This
Okay.
continues to go back
That would have been
and forth.
crazy.
Whoa. Would you look at this? Can you believe
Doesn't
it?
just win,
This
but
is an
makes Kharma
undying
tap
will
out.
to succeed.
That'd be pretty huge.
Hey!
Tremendous damage right to the arm. Look at the athleticism on display there. Too slow.
Okay. I don't think Kharma was moving properly for a moment there.
And this is going to spill outside the ring.
I like that we've had two random run-ins, neither of which have led to anything, and this match is still going.
Hooks the
Is
way.
that enough?
1, 2,
I guess so.
Princess wins!
Well, I think with that being said, we've got another match confirmed for SummerSlam. It's got to be Tiny Shiny versus Kharma for the Women's Championship.
Here is your winner, Tiny Star.
Next week on Raw, I think Tiny Shiny will get to tell us all what kind of a match it's gonna be. Because she chooses. Oh, well, I guess we'll go on to the next match now. We've only got one more on the show. This has really been a quick episode of Raw. Not that I'm complaining, it's still got the same amount of matches and content in it. It's just been extremely eventful. Drew McIntyre and Batista. What a main event this is. If Batista can win, he gets a World Heavyweight title match with Sheamus at SummerSlam.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Approaching the ring from Washington, D.C., weighing 290 pounds, the Admiral Batista.
Who do you root for in a match like this? It gets real tough. Batista, he's a living legend, he's a fantastic wrestler, but Drew McIntyre is undoubtedly the future. He will win a world championship one day. So who do you go in the corner of in this match? Why don't you tell me in the comments below, who would you pick? Batista or Drew McIntyre? Does the undefeated streak... Don't skip the video. I want to know your honest guesses. Does the undefeated streak end in this main event? Or does McIntyre get his, I think his 12th ever victory? Ah, shit. Hello, copyright claim. Goodbye, video.
And his opponent, one half of the World Tag Team Champions, Drew McIntyre.
Well, they appeared on SmackDown this Friday and attacked the WWE Champion Stone Cold Steve Austin. They could be considered responsible for why we have new WWE Tag Team Champions on SmackDown and why the Misfits have fallen apart. It's kind of crazy, we've seen the Misfits fall apart on SmackDown and then the Legacy fall apart on Raw. These factions are dying one by one. This is probably going to be Drew McIntyre's toughest challenge to date. First time ever face off between them. Why have I not pulled up the win? I keep going probably has a blah blah blah. Why don't I just look it up like I normally would? Drew McIntyre is 11-1, I was right. Whilst Batista is... Hold up. 14-6. This is it. Both these two have only ever lost one match this season. For Batista, it was the World Championship match to Jack Swagger. For Drew McIntyre, it was the Money in the Bank ladder match. Both suffered their first losses at Money in the Bank. However, one... So Batista's not undefeated, don't get me wrong. I meant like this season.
Drew McIntyre.
One was actually pinned and submitted. That's Batista. Or pinned stroke submitted. He was pinned. Whereas the other, Drew McIntyre, technically he did not lose the Money in the Bank ladder match. He just did not win the Money in the Bank ladder match. Batista is motivated and determined to become contender once again to his former World Heavyweight Championship.
Just heaving him up over his head. And there's the destructive force of the animal.
Oh my god. McIntyre just getting thrown around. Him and Sheamus, I think, have just passed like almost like over 190, maybe even 200 days as tag team champions at this point. I can't pull that fact up. I'm doing this, but it's been a very long reign for them as tag team champions, and they're still the champions while Sheamus is now holding the World Heavyweight Championship.
He thinks he has it. In a kick out by McIntyre at one. That Irish whip was delivered with tremendous aggression.
Yeah, and he still didn't go out of the ring.
Big move coming.
The problem is right now Batista he's furious, he's focused. He was attacked by Jack Swagger at Money in the Bank before the World Heavyweight Championship match took place. Screwed out of the World Heavyweight Championship.
Has Drew McIntyre been thus far?
Extremely. Listen, there's no doubt that this young man is the real deal. Look at this.
Batista worked so hard to become world champion and he lost it so quickly.
What a collision.
Batista showing the WWE Universe his rage and emotion. And he's in a world of trouble here.
Uh-oh. me know what this is.
I think we're actually going to see Drew McIntyre suffer a loss at this rate. Batista's beating the hell out of him. He means business.
The tide has turned again. They're going to fight to the end.
I think this is it.
Got to cover.
1, 2.
Wow.
Batista did
I'll tell you what, that's a real tough opponent for Sheamus to have to face in his first defense as world champion, though. Not only did he end McIntyre's undefeated streak, he made it look easy. And there's the Doctor. I don't like that. Why is the Doctor there? I don't actually know. There wasn't a cutscene where McIntyre got medical attention. Thank God for that. I thought he was going to be injured. I don't know why a Doctor was on the floor. What you don't know is when it faded to black after Batista won, the camera quickly cut. Alicia Fox has turned her back on the fans while we're all devastated. The camera quickly cut as a fan rushed the ring and Batista decked them. So Kevin Nash beating the Legacy. Where does that put Nash? Number 1. Whereas the Legacy, Randy Orton drops from 4 to 5. As for Cody and Ted, Cody drops from 16 to 18 and Ted from 17 to 19. In terms of the US title ranks, McIntyre takes a hit and Daniel Bryan ascends 1 rank. In terms of the tag team division, well, the Legacy I don't really think are a thing anymore. So I don't really know why it says that. I'll leave them together just because I think it's actually going to book like a story where they're all splitting. I think there's going to be more remarkable matches where they continue to like descend and stuff. So I don't really want to like just manually delete them yet. I'm thinking it might do it on its own. Edge goes up from 5 to 4 with his victory over Jack Swagger, which then puts Jack Swagger down from 9 to 10. He's definitely starting to reach new lows. Tiny Shiny obviously remains number 1, so nothing really changes there. And then Batista defeating Drew McIntyre puts Batista up from 3 to 2, and Drew McIntyre from 7 down to 8. Which I suppose, to be fair, yeah, Nash would be above Batista. He just won a 3-on-1 handicap match. Even though he's not the number 1 contender, he damn well could be soon. But yeah, I'm gonna assume the Legacy is still, yeah, it's still a unit, but I think the game's gonna do it. Whereas I think if I just delete them, it won't. It will just drop it there and then. So what can you expect on NXT this week? Well, Randy Savage hasn't gotten a victory in a little while, so I suppose that could happen. As that could happen, I suppose. I don't really know why, but it could. 1 Raw, 1 SmackDown. That could also happen in the main event. We could just go with what the show has booked. I don't really have any plans for NXT, and obviously I don't have the Hardcore Championship votes. If there's not enough votes, then we'll keep that show the same. However, if there are enough votes, then Kane defending the Hardcore title will be the main event. That is all. So, thank you all for watching this episode of Raw. I will see you guys on NXT whenever that happens. Bye.